In the vast wilderness of human potential, there exist three primordial forces that shape the very essence of power, wisdom, and strategy. These are not mere abstractions, but living, breathing archetypes that have guided our species since time immemorial. The wolf, the fox, and the eagle, each a master of its domain, each holding secrets that, when understood and integrated, can transform an ordinary individual into an extraordinary force of nature. We find ourselves in an era where weakness is not just tolerated, but often celebrated. The modern world has coddled us, wrapped us in a cocoon of comfort that threatens to suffocate our primal instincts. But make no mistake, the law of the jungle still applies, even in our concrete forests and digital savannas. To truly thrive, to stand tall amidst the chaos of existence, we must reconnect with these ancient mentors.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound insights.
The wolf teaches us the power of the pack, the strength that comes from loyalty and fierce protection of what's ours. But it's not just about raw aggression. Oh no, that's a simplistic view that will get you nowhere. The wolf's path is about understanding the delicate balance between individual prowess and collective might. You see, in a wolf pack, every member has a role, a purpose. There's no room for dead weight, for those who would drag the group down. Each wolf must contribute, must be willing to fight not just for itself, but for the greater good of the pack. This is where many of you falter. You've been told that you're special, unique, that the world owes you something simply for existing, but that's a damned lie, and deep down you know it. The world owes you nothing. The wolf knows this. It doesn't whine about fairness or demand respect. It earns it through action, through proving its worth to the pack time and time again. Now I want you to think about your own life. Are you a valuable member of your pack? Do you contribute more than you take? Or are you a parasite, leeching off the efforts of others while offering nothing in return? These are uncomfortable questions, but they're necessary. The wolf doesn't have the luxury of self-deception. In the wild, such lies lead to death, for the individual and for the pack. But here's the thing. Embracing the wolf's path doesn't mean becoming a mindless follower. No, it's about understanding your place in the hierarchy and working to improve it. The alpha wolf isn't born, it's made. Through countless challenges, through proving itself in battle and in leadership, the alpha earns its position. And let me tell you, that position is precarious. One moment of weakness, one failure to protect and provide, and another will rise to take its place. This is the harsh reality that many in our society refuse to face. They want the benefits of being the alpha without the responsibility, without the constant vigilance required to maintain that position. But nature doesn't care about your feelings or your sense of entitlement. The wolf's path demands constant growth, constant improvement. You must be willing to face your weaknesses head-on, to confront the parts of yourself that you'd rather ignore. And here's where it gets really interesting. The true strength of the wolf doesn't come from dominating others through fear or brute force. No, it comes from inspiring loyalty, from creating a pack that is stronger together than any individual could be alone. This requires a level of emotional intelligence that many so-called alpha males in our society sorely lack. You must be attuned to the needs of your pack, able to read the subtle cues that indicate discontent or potential rebellion. The wolf's path is not for the faint of heart. It demands everything from you, your sweat, your blood, your very essence. But for those willing to walk it, the rewards are beyond measure. You'll find a strength within yourself that you never knew existed, a primal power that has been dormant, waiting to be awakened. But strength alone is not enough. The wolf, for all its power, can still fall prey to the cunning of the fox. And this brings us to our next guide on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment. The fox, with its reputation for cleverness and adaptability, offers a different kind of wisdom. Where the wolf teaches us about strength in numbers and the power of the collective, the fox shows us the value of individual wit and resourcefulness. The fox survives not through brute force but through cunning, through its ability to outsmart both predators and prey. Now, some of you might be thinking, isn't this just about being deceptive? Isn't the fox just a trickster? And to that I say, you're missing the point entirely. The fox's wisdom isn't about deception for its own sake. It's about understanding the nature of reality itself, about seeing beyond the obvious and grasping the hidden truths that others miss. In our modern world, we're bombarded with information, with opinions masquerading as facts, with ideologies that claim to have all the answers. The fox teaches us to question everything, to look beneath the surface, to never take anything at face value. This isn't cynicism. It's a profound form of intellectual honesty that's sorely lacking in our discourse today. Think about it. How many of your beliefs have you truly examined? How many of your opinions are actually your own? And how many have been handed to you by others, by your parents, your teachers, the media you consume? The fox would never accept such hand-me-down truths. It tests everything, probes for weaknesses, looks for the angle that others have missed. This is where real power lies in our information age. The ability to sift through the noise, to discern truth from fiction, to see the patterns that others miss. This is what separates the truly successful from the masses who are content to be led. The fox's wisdom teaches us to be perpetual students, always learning, always adapting. But here's the catch. With this knowledge comes responsibility. The fox, with its ability to see through deception, has a choice. It can use this wisdom for purely selfish ends, manipulating others for personal gain. Or it can become a revealer of truths, using its insights to illuminate the path for others. And this is where many of you will face a moral crossroads. The easy path is to use your newfound wisdom for personal advantage, to climb the ladder by stepping on others. But I challenge you to aim higher. Use your fox-like cunning to expose the lies that keep people enslaved to false ideologies. Use your ability to see hidden patterns to solve the complex problems facing our world. The fox's path requires a different kind of courage than the wolf's. It's not about facing physical danger, but about being willing to stand alone, to challenge the status quo, to speak truths that others fear to utter. In a world that increasingly values conformity over independent thought, embracing the fox's wisdom can be a lonely path. But it's a path that leads to true freedom, freedom of thought, freedom from manipulation, freedom to see the world as it truly is. Now, I want you to consider a moment in your life when you realized that something you had long believed to be true was, in fact, a lie. Remember the discomfort, the cognitive dissonance, the urge to reject this new information and cling to your old beliefs. That moment of discomfort is where growth happens. The fox thrives in that space, constantly challenging its own assumptions, constantly refining its understanding of the world. But the fox's wisdom isn't just about intellectual pursuits. It's about practical application in your daily life. It's about reading people, understanding their motivations, seeing past the masks they wear. It's about negotiation, about finding win-win solutions where others see only conflict. It's about resourcefulness, about making the most of what you have rather than lamenting what you lack. Now, we've explored the wolf's path of collective strength and the fox's wisdom of cunning adaptability. But there's a third archetype that we must integrate if we're to truly become masters of our own destiny. This is the eagle's strategy, and it's perhaps the most challenging of all to embody. The eagle soars above the fray, seeing patterns and possibilities that are invisible to those mired in the day-to-day struggles on the ground. This isn't just about having a bird's-eye view. That's a trite simplification that misses the profound truth of the eagle's perspective. No, the eagle's strategy is about transcending the immediate, about thinking in terms of decades and generations rather than days and weeks. In our modern world, we're conditioned for instant gratification. We want results now, success now, answers now. But the eagle knows that true power, true success, comes from playing the long game. It's about having the patience to wait for the perfect moment to strike, the discipline to resist short-term temptations in favor of long-term gains. Think about the great leaders throughout history, the ones who shaped the course of nations and civilizations. They weren't just reacting to the crises of the moment. They were envisioning a future that others couldn't see, and then systematically working to make that vision a reality. This is the essence of the eagle's strategy. But here's where it gets tricky. To truly embody the eagle's strategy, you must be willing to detach yourself emotionally from the chaos below. This doesn't mean becoming cold or uncaring. Rather, it's about developing the ability to see things objectively, to not get swept up in the passions and prejudices of the moment. This is where many of you will struggle. You've been taught that your emotions are sacrosanct, that your feelings are always valid and should be the primary guide for your actions. But the eagle knows better. Emotions are data, yes, but they're not the whole picture. The eagle's strategy requires you to rise above your immediate emotional reactions, to see the larger patterns at play. Now I can already hear some of you protesting, but isn't this just about being detached and uncaring? No, you're missing the point entirely. The eagle cares deeply, but its care is expressed through action, through strategic moves that create lasting change. It's not swayed by fleeting sentiment or popular opinion. It acts based on a deep understanding of how things truly work, not how we wish they would work. Consider this. How many times have you made a decision in the heat of the moment, driven by anger or fear or desire, only to regret it later when you could see the full consequences of your actions? The eagle doesn't make this mistake. It waits, it watches, it plans. And when it does act, its actions are decisive and effective. This level of strategic thinking requires immense discipline. You must train your mind to resist the pull of immediate rewards, to see beyond the horizon of your own lifespan. The eagle's strategy isn't about what benefits you today or tomorrow, but about what creates a better world for generations to come. And here's where it intersects beautifully with the wolf's path and the fox's wisdom. The eagle's strategy gives direction to the wolf's strength and purpose to the fox's cunning. It provides the overarching vision that turns individual actions into a coherent, world-changing force. But let me be clear, adopting the eagle's strategy will often make you unpopular. You'll be making decisions that others don't understand, taking actions that seem counterintuitive to those trapped in short-term thinking. You'll be criticized, misunderstood, perhaps even vilified. And in those moments, you'll be tempted to descend from your vantage point, to explain yourself, to seek approval. Don't. The eagle doesn't explain its actions to the rabbits on the ground. It acts according to its nature, secure in its understanding of the bigger picture. This isn't arrogance. It's a profound acceptance of the responsibility that comes with true vision. Now, I want you to think about your own life, your own goals. Are you playing the short game or the long game? Are your actions aligned with a greater vision, or are you simply reacting to whatever crisis or opportunity is right in front of you? The eagle's strategy demands that you become the author of your own story, not just a character reacting to the plot. This means developing the capacity for deep, strategic thought. It means cultivating stillness in a world of constant noise and distraction. The eagle doesn't make its plans while swooping and diving through the air. It perches, it observes, it contemplates. In our modern context, this might mean stepping away from the constant barrage of social media, news, and entertainment. It might mean spending time in nature or in quiet reflection, allowing your mind the space to see the bigger patterns. But the eagle's strategy isn't just about lofty thinking. It's about action, precise, purposeful action. When the eagle strikes, it does so with deadly accuracy. Every move is calculated, every action aligned with its greater purpose. This level of intentionality is foreign to most people, who drift through life reacting to whatever comes their way. But for those who master the eagle's strategy, every action becomes a step towards manifesting their vision. This brings us to a crucial point: the integration of these three archetypes. The wolf's path gives you strength and loyalty. The fox's wisdom gives you cunning and adaptability. And the eagle's strategy gives you vision and purpose. Together, they form a trinity of power that can transform not just your life, but the very world around you. But this integration isn't easy. These forces can often seem at odds with each other. The wolf's instinct for immediate action can conflict with the eagle's patient strategy. The fox's adaptability can seem to contradict the eagle's unwavering vision. Resolving these apparent contradictions, finding the harmony between these powerful forces, this is the true work of becoming strong in the deepest sense. Now, we've laid out the core attributes of the wolf, the fox, and the eagle. But knowledge without application is worse than useless. It's a form of self-deception that keeps you feeling enlightened while you remain stagnant. So let's delve into the practical integration of these archetypes, the real-world alchemy that turns abstract concepts into tangible power. First, understand this. Strength isn't just about physical prowess or mental acuity. True strength, the kind that reshapes reality itself, comes from alignment. It's about bringing every aspect of your being into harmony with a singular purpose. This is where most people fail. They compartmentalize their lives, their thoughts, their actions. They're one person at work, another with family, another with friends. This fragmentation is weakness masquerading as versatility. The wolf knows better. In the pack, there's no room for such divided loyalty. Every action, every thought, every instinct is aligned with the survival and prosperity of the group. Now, I'm not suggesting you subjugate yourself to some collective. Far from it. I'm talking about aligning every facet of your existence with your highest purpose, your deepest truth. This alignment begins with brutal self-honesty. You must confront the parts of yourself that you've been avoiding, the weaknesses you've been denying, the potential you've been squandering. This isn't comfortable. It's not supposed to be. Growth never is. But without this foundation of ruthless self-assessment, any strength you build will be built on sand. Once you've faced yourself, truly faced yourself, you can begin the work of integration. This is where the fox's wisdom becomes crucial. The fox understands that adaptability isn't about changing who you are at your core, but about finding creative ways to express that core self in any situation. It's about reading the terrain, understanding the players, and maneuvering in ways that stay true to your nature while maximizing your effectiveness. In practical terms, this might mean reassessing your relationships. Are the people in your life aligned with your highest purpose? Do they challenge you to grow, to be better? Or are they dead weight, holding you back out of their own fear and complacency? The wolf knows that the strength of the pack is only as great as its weakest member. Don't hesitate to cut ties with those who drain your energy, who undermine your vision. But here's where it gets nuanced. The fox's wisdom tells us that not everyone needs to be in your inner circle to be useful. There's value in maintaining a diverse network, in understanding different perspectives. The trick is to engage with these varying viewpoints without losing sight of your own truth. Use these interactions to sharpen your thinking, to challenge your assumptions, but never to dilute your core purpose. Now, let's bring in the eagle's strategy. With the clarity of self-knowledge and the adaptability of the fox, you can begin to craft a truly long-term vision. This isn't about 5-year plans or even decade-long goals. I'm talking about a vision that extends beyond your own lifetime. What legacy do you want to leave? What mark do you want to make on the world? This level of thinking is foreign to most people. They're so caught up in the immediate, the next paycheck, the next promotion, the next relationship, that they never lift their eyes to the horizon. But true power, lasting influence, comes from playing the long game. The eagle understands this. It's not concerned with the day-to-day scurrying of smaller creatures. It's focused on the big moves, the pivotal moments that shape the course of events. In your own life, this means making decisions not based on immediate gratification or short-term gain, but on how they align with your ultimate vision. It means being willing to sacrifice in the present for a payoff that might not come for years or even decades. This is where most people falter. They lack the patience, the discipline, the sheer force of will to delay gratification. But you're not most people. You're here, engaging with these ideas, seeking to become truly strong. And true strength requires this level of strategic thinking, this ability to see beyond the immediate and act in accordance with a greater purpose. Now here's where it all comes together. The wolf's loyalty and collective strength give you the support system and the raw power to pursue your vision. The fox's cunning and adaptability give you the tools to navigate the complex, ever-changing landscape of life. And the eagle's strategy gives you the overarching direction, the North Star that guides all your actions. But integration isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing process, a constant recalibration as you face new challenges and gain new insights. You must regularly step back, rise to the eagle's vantage point, and assess your progress. Are your actions aligned with your vision? Has your vision evolved based on what you've learned? Is your pack still serving its purpose, or does it need restructuring? This constant reassessment is crucial. The world doesn't stand still, and neither should you. The fox's adaptability must be applied not just to external circumstances, but to your own strategies and beliefs. Be willing to change course when new information comes to light. Be open to evolving your vision as you gain new perspectives. But never lose sight of your core truth, your fundamental purpose. This balance between steadfast purpose and flexible tactics, between individual vision and collective strength, this is the essence of true power. It's not about dominating others or accumulating wealth for its own sake. It's about becoming a force of nature, a being so aligned with its purpose that it reshapes reality through its very existence. Now, I want you to take a moment. Close your eyes if you can. Visualize yourself embodying these archetypes. See yourself with the loyal strength of the wolf, the cunning adaptability of the fox, the far-seeing strategy of the eagle. Feel the power that comes from this integration. This isn't fantasy. This is your potential, waiting to be realized. But potential means nothing without action. Knowledge without application is worse than ignorance. It's a form of self-deception that keeps you feeling enlightened while you remain stagnant. So what are you going to do with this understanding? How will you begin to integrate these archetypes into your life, starting today? Will you reassess your pack, ensuring that you're surrounded by people who elevate you rather than drag you down? Will you apply the fox's cunning to a challenge you're facing, looking for the angles others have missed? Will you take the time to rise to the eagle's vantage point, to craft a vision that extends beyond your own lifetime? The choice is yours. But understand this, the world doesn't reward hesitation. Nature doesn't coddle the indecisive. You've been given a map to true strength, a blueprint for becoming a force of nature. What you do with it is up to you. Will you remain as you are, or will you embark on the hero's journey of self-transformation? Remember, the wolf doesn't ask permission to be strong. The fox doesn't apologize for its cunning. The eagle doesn't seek approval for its vision. They simply are who they are, unapologetically, powerfully, and so must you be. The path ahead is not easy. It will demand everything from you. Your comfort, your certainties, perhaps even your current identity. But on the other side of that crucible lies a version of yourself so powerful, so aligned, so unstoppable, that you can barely imagine it from where you stand now. This is the alchemy of true strength. This is the integration of primal forces that can turn an ordinary life into a legend. The knowledge has been given to you. The choice to act on it is yours. What will you do?